Um, now let's proceed further. So now we have been discussed what is desired capabilities. Now we'll go for why we required desired capabilities. Now in part of why, because if you wanted to set these particular capabilities, then only it will go and then it executes in that environment. I told you, right, in this particular environment, I said that, hey, go and execute on Windows 10. So now this is operating system. Now these all times we have been discussed about the browser name, right? I wanted to execute in Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 11, and Windows 10 here also. Now, when I have been given this particular I'll set that particular capability saying that, hey, go and execute on Windows 10 and with the Chrome 103. So now which node it will come and try to execute? On node 4, we have node 103 plus Windows 10. So now it will come to this particular node and these executions will come. Why we need to select this all? Always you remember that this, okay, if I executing in multiple browsers, different versions, what is this type of testing called as?
Compatibility testing.
This is called compatibility testing, right? So now the compatibility testing will check the forward compatibility, backward compatibility, cross browser, cross OS, cross versions. Now here we wanted to do that one, right? So now if you design a particular application, you can't say that it is not worked on 103. If you say it will be not working on 103, the people will not use it. So now by default, our Chrome browser will be updating. So if it is updating, if the application is not open in my system, I'll go for other application and then I'll try to go and buy that there. So that is the reason you need to understand these particular things very clearly. So we should require the compatibility testing. When we have to do the compatibility testing, so we will be having the concept of grid, and according to the grid, it will push into the different nodes, and then it will try to start doing the executions. Okay. So now to set on what environment we wanted to execute this one. So that particular information will be passing for the browser for the execution with the help of desired capabilities. And this is not only for the web. Now you see in the web, what are the things you can pass? Browser name, browser version, operating system name, operating system version, means Windows 10, Mac 14. So now we can give it the same way in the devices also. We can give it mobile devices. Hey, go for mobile device, Android, and then 11 version, and device size with 5.4 inches size, because we'll be having different sizes, right? 6.2, 6.4, 6.5, and then 5.8, whatever the device screen size, that particular app would be open and then it will be executed over there. So these are the capabilities which we will be setting into the Selenium, and then we will throw that execution. According to that, it will go and execute. But why it is not required in our own system? Because as of now, we are running only, you are running in your operating system will not change, right? So you might be using Windows 10 or 11. Your operating system is stagnant, right? And your operating system is stagnant, and the browser which you used, it's a stagnant. So that's the reason. If you open Chrome, it will open only 100 because it is installed in your machine. It is only 100. So that's the reason there is no need to pass separate thing, and there is no need to pass a separate OS because the OS it is same, and these all things are common for you, right? So that is a thing. So it has been executed and then it would be done for you. Any particular questions here? Any questions?
Sir, so saying that desired capabilities will help us doing execution on the different version across different OS by single line of code, or every time we have to go and change it, then only it will jump to the other versions?
See, you need to understand one thing. So this is once you have been, see now, if you're asking me this question, then you didn't understand the concept of interfaces. See, now here the driver object is created once. Will you change this driver object in every line of code?
No.
That's it, right? So now when you're creating the driver, For this driver object, we will be setting the capability for this. Now the driver will have this particular capability. Now for every line of code, why means will you change this driver? No. Then the capability is also no. See, we are saying that open this browser. How many times you'll open the browser?
Once.
That's it. When you're opening the browser for once means that capability is already set.
Good.
Any other pointers? See, here they have been given an example, the similar way of example which we have been discussed. Now, if there is a grid, I wanted to Selenium grid, and they have the different nodes. So now one node is having Windows IE, and one node is having the Chrome. One node was having the OS of Safari. This is Mac OS with Safari. This is Linux environment, and this is Windows environment. So now these are different operating systems. You need to know about different operating systems. Now your your laptop is having always Windows because it's a user friendly. We'll be using it. Some people will have Mac machine, and some people will have Linux. Linux very rare, but who are professionals, they'll be using on the Linux. But Windows is 90% of people will use Windows. That 9% of people will use the Mac, and 1% below 1% of the people will use this particular thing. Okay, so now this is the reason we will be setting the properties that in which environment, which operating system, which thing it need to work. So that is where we'll be setting this one. So that's a requirement of this one. And sometimes you will be using the emulators. What is meant by emulator? What do you mean by emulator? Emulator is nothing but, for an example, they will give you the experience of that, but it is not real. For an example, if you went for Singapore, there you will have Disney World, where you can see real dinosaurs. They will give you the feel of the dinosaurs, but that's not real. Even though we know that that's a duplicate, but still we feel that, hey, that's like a looks like a dinosaur, and then it was doing that one. And King Kong. So if you go there, we'll see the King Kong, and then we will be feeling that driving like a flight. You will not take a real flight, and then we can't drive. But there is a flight emulators where it would be like a real time flight. You are driving it. That experience they will be giving to you. And multi-cuisine restaurants. So nowadays the people are coming with a different thoughts. Forest restaurant means it would be like a complete forest. You'll be sitting it there, and then you'll be eating your lunch or dinner. And some people created the restaurants in a burial ground. So means like you will be sitting beside the tombs, and then there you will be having it. So now they're giving that experience for you. They are trying to emulate you how that real is. The same here, the emulators are nothing but how is your real mobile. So those are the things we will be calling it as emulators. So emulators, it's like a device type. So now, for an example, this will be having from the Android Studios. Android Studio is a software which it will help you to design and develop the mobile applications, mobile apps and all. So now what they wanted to do is, so when you wanted to design and do this one, so they will try to create a particular particular versions, like a particular version of emulators they will be giving it to us. So now here we will be having that particular respective emulators. With this particular emulators, we can open that particular different type of device. You can see Pixel 2. Pixel 2 is one of the device. Okay, so if I launch this particular, if I'm launching this one, you see that's a starting. It will invoke me like a real-time device, but that's not a real-time device. You see, this is phone now. Now here I can open any particular application. So now this will work as our real-time phone. So now you can see it, right? So now I can have the YouTube. So now this is how we will deploy our application, and then we will try to test that particular application. So all these things will be there. So now the same way how you use it your mobile phone. So this is how we will write the automation script, and then we'll test it the automation script in the mobile phones also. Okay. So we can do, so we do whatever the thing automation. You wanted to automate your WhatsApp, you automate the Facebook, you wanted to post everything, every information, or you wanted to post some message every day for your friends or any colleagues, anything that we can do it in the mobile automation, and then we can do. So this is called emulators. Now, which emulator I wanted to use? See, now here I'll be having Google phone, Samsung 50, A50, Realme, whatever the phones you have it, all the phones would be there here. And the version of this one is 29. It means around it's a 8 or 9 version, because the API levels is nothing but the versions. It maps to that one. So like that, I can invoke the respective phone, and then I can test on that particular phone. I'll close this because it occupies a lot of RAM. So now these are the things which it is called as a emulators. Now desired capability will be more used in the mobile phones to get that particular thing into the mobile phone, to know like what mobile name I wanted to pass, or what is a version I need to pass. Those all informations I'll be passing over there. That is how this particular things will be based on it. Now, browser name. Now, what are the methods I can set up for this one? So now if you see here, that particular capabilities means once you created the object, so now you'll get all this information. And actually these are setters and getters. This would be called as one of the concept in the encapsulation, where we will set all these things and get all these things. If you see here, these are the method names. If you wanted to know what browser you are executing it, or what browser name, and what is a version, so you are trying to execute it, or what the things you wanted to set it. So now platform is nothing but your operating system. What operating system you wanted to set, all those things will be there. I don't want to go into these details because that will confuse you. Directly I'll go here to the desired capabilities, and then let's see it. Now if you see here, this code everyone can easily understand what I'm trying to do. WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver or Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is type. So now that's the reason this is old articles, right? Still they will be seeing on it. Now I said, now what it will happen? It will open an IE browser. It will maximize that browser, and it will navigate to the this URL, and then it will quit that particular URL. That is what it was. It will happen, right? Now, what I'll trying to do is the same thing. I wanted to set certain capabilities. Actually, in Internet Explorer, when you open this one, you will be getting certain pop-up security pop-ups. We will be getting it. I wanted to suppress that particular pop-ups. So what I wanted to do is I'll be setting up the desired capabilities. If you see here, desired capabilities is a class, and capabilities is an object. What is this? Object. Now this is a singleton object. So I didn't talk about the singleton. It will be getting confused. You understand that with the class name, I'm calling directly the method, so that I'll be allocating this one into this particular object now. Now the capabilities, what is this concept? It would be slightly confusing because this is one of the design pattern, which it is called as a singleton design pattern. So now we may not require to that level of singleton, the factory level. So that's the reason I didn't explain to you on this. So just to try to understand that we created an object reference. Now, if it is a Chrome browser, you'll be keeping into a Chrome browser. If you're calling with a Firefox, you'll be calling it with a Firefox. Now, that particular capabilities would be set to this particular object. Now, this particular capabilities set new capabilities. Here we are setting the browser name. See, capabilities type. Once you click the capabilities type, you will be getting the different whatever the methods are there, it will be populating it. What are the variable names you wanted to set? Now these are the variable names we are trying to set for it. Now I wanted to set for IE. Okay, I said IE. And see, now if you see here, capabilities is an object, and set capabilities is a method which we have it. And into this one, I'm trying to set the variable names, the variable values into this particular values. That is what the set capability method will try to do it. Now, all these particular capabilities, now this is one capability, this is one capability, multiple capabilities I'll set, and all the capabilities are set for this particular object now, capability object. Now, this object I can pass over when I created a WebDriver new, if you seen it, right? WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, Firefox driver. For that constructor, I'll pass this capabilities. This is overloaded constructor. So if I pass this capabilities will come and set for this particular driver. Now, whenever you are executing in Chrome, it will be saying that Chrome is under automated software. You're seeing that message, right? Whenever you run it on the Chrome, if you run any particular program in the Chrome browser, it will say that, hey, Chrome is under software, automated software. So now you wanted to suppress this particular pop-up. You can set the capabilities to suppress that one. See, any pop-ups you wanted to suppress, any security browser level securities you wanted to suppress. So those all things can be done with the help of desired capabilities. The most important point you need to remember, the most important pointer is desired capabilities are common for all the browsers. Why I said this one, later you'll understand. Desired capabilities are common for all browsers. This desired capability is a feature. This is from Selenium. These 2 pointers, you remember it. Desired capabilities are common for all the browsers. Means for all the browsers, any particular security pop-ups or any particular capabilities you wanted to set it to that one. So those all things would be done by the desired capabilities itself. Got it? Any confusion? So here it is very simple. Desired capabilities is a class, and it will be setting the properties or capability for your browser for the execution, and we will pass that particular details as a key pair values. And then during the execution, whatever the capabilities we have been given, according to that capabilities, it will start doing the execution. So most probably in the Selenium Grid, it will be used, or if you're doing with the mobile automation, so at that point of time, this will help you a lot. Okay, now the most important pointer is desired capabilities. Desired capabilities work for all the browsers. So, and the desired capabilities is a feature from this Selenium. Okay, and desired capabilities will be created, and that particular object would be passed to this. That's it. Very simple. Till here, if you see here, this is normal code. So we are just giving that particular IE driver exe, and then we are giving this one the Internet Explorer driver, and with this particular Internet Explorer driver, so we will be giving that one passing that particular capability to this particular driver object, so that this particular capabilities would be set back to this particular driver object, and this object now see everywhere, every line of the code would be same, nothing would be changed. If you pass this capabilities, with this capabilities, this driver object will be executed. If you don't pass this particular capabilities, without capabilities, the driver by default capabilities, it will execute. So this all depends upon the constructor which you have been used here. That's a overloaded constructor, so which it will help you to take care on this one. Okay, see, first of all, you need to understand that within this particular session, you may not understand the complete picture, what is meant by desired capabilities and how it works and all the things you would be understanding. No, probably not. See, now only these particular high level pointers, if you are understanding it and how to implement this particular desired capabilities, this is what you need to understand. Okay, so now we have been discussed what is desired capabilities and why we required it and how to use it. So how to use it is this part, the coding part. So we created an object and then we are trying to use on this one. There are multiple examples into this one. So it's not that you need to follow only this particular Guru article. You can go for multiple things, and you can see here. Now you can see the desired capabilities in Selenium. See, this would be a little more things. It was better to understand. See, most of the people, they have been mistaken this one. Actually, there are there, but they have been implemented with the options. I didn't explain you the options. That's the reason. This is a very good example we can take up. See, this easily you can understand now. What we wanted to do, I'm just doing some setup. Desired capabilities is a class. I'm creating an object. Now you understand this one very clearly. Constructor. Now this capabilities sets the capability name as Chrome. What is the version you wanted to execute? 77. Platform, it is Windows. And what is the application names and all the things you wanted to give it? So you are enabling this one. And all these particular capabilities you set for this, right? And here also they set another capabilities, the location of that particular app and all. So those all things will be there. Now what he have did, that one is, it just came here and he said that capabilities. What is this remote web driver?
A class.
What is remote web driver?
It's a class that implements a driver element interface.
It is a super class for all your drivers, Chrome driver, Gecko driver, your Firefox driver, Safari driver, because I don't know which browser I'm trying to execute. See, in grid implementation, we use this one because we don't know which browser I'm trying to use it. So now remote web driver, and as parameter, as a capabilities, I can set that and then I can pass it over here. This is much more better, right? Because this class is extended by Chrome driver, Firefox driver, and all other drivers. It has been extended with this one. So now it is very much better and then easier to do this. Just see this code once, you will try to understand. Just so now you can see it, right? So we are setting that particular capabilities, and then we are calling that one into this particular executions. Same way, now you see any code which you are trying to do, we are setting this particular capabilities. I'll explain about two more topics. Then I'll talk about, I'll show and then explain this code. That would be much more easier for you to understand. Now, I wanted to talk about the next topic is profile. What do you mean by profile? When you open some profiles, example, if I open this profile, you'll be having a different profiles, right? So different names and the profiles means the same profile. So either it would be created for Sam, Bhagat, or for whoever your family members, you'll be having a different profiles. Means when you open on this one, now you will be seeing your bookmarks, whatever the bookmarks you have been taken, and then whatever the history you have been having it, and what are the downloads you have been done. This is specific to my profile. So now that is the reason when I have been logged in into this, I'll be logged in, and then I'll have this particular bookmarks, and I'll be having this particular history, whatever the things which will be having it. So those histories you will be seeing over here. That's a history, and this is specific to me. But if someone else is using, so they will be logging into their own account, and that account would be with for example, if my son logged in, so he will have his own account, so he will be having his own assessments and all other things. His bookmarks and everything is different. See, now it is logged in with my credentials, so my account and my profile. So if you see here, this is what my profile. So how I can, in Chrome, we can see it very clearly to know what is, it is not yet signed in. See, now I need to sign into this one. So if I have been signed in, so I'll be getting my profile. Okay, I just need to give my password so that this is my own profile. So now when I am now, not only here, if I logged in any other machine with my credentials, what it will happen? It will show all my bookmarks. Now these all are my bookmarks, right? I can see the same bookmarks wherever I logged in the system. So this is a browser settings, right? Now you are writing one particular statement here. So now in this particular statement, what you are trying to do? Okay, you are saying that WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver, right? What profile it will open here? What profile it will open here? It will not open any profile. It will open a fresh new, means as it is you installed something in your machine. In the machine, you have been installed this one, right? So this particular thing would be invoked. A fresh browser, as it is just installed into your system, there would be no cookies. There would be no browser history. There would be no bookmarks. Everything clean. Clean browser would be open. A fresh profile would be open as it is when you have been declared this particular statement. This constructor will open a fresh new default browser. But sometimes I wanted to test with cookies. Cookies means it's a key pair value stored stores the browser level information. Example, I wanted to do something here. Now, do you remember? Now, this is my Amazon account, right? So, what I'll try to do, I'll add one particular any particular thing. So now to my history, I wanted to add to the cart. Okay, now I closed it. Okay, once again I opened it. See, still it is there. What it means is this particular value has been stored into the cookies. Now, if I have been went to settings and delete my history, when I deleting the history, it will ask me to delete my cookies. So when I start to delete my cookies, at that point of time, whatever the things are stored in this particular cookie, it will delete it. So now whatever these are the cookies it will be storing. Now, whenever you open some browsers, it will ask, hey, can I save this cookies? What it will happen is, I have already stored. I don't want to lose it. So that's the reason it will store. On behalf of me, it will store this. So this is called the browser cookies. Means this will open in only this particular browser. If at all I open in any other browser, this will be not there. If I have been logged in and then stored, then wherever I log in, I'll be seeing it. See, now I can add all the products in my web page. Now I go to mobile page and then I can order from there. So that I can try to do it. So these are called the browser level cookies. Now, if I wanted to have these cookies and browser level information and all these things will be there, right? If I required, then I'll be storing these all things into the browser cookies itself. Just give me 1 second. Find this. So I think I need to jump for this one because I'm parallelly I'm doing this and this. I was not able to concentrate. So let me continue tomorrow. So try